Curly.
Hey, I'm about to live stream my live.
Okay, I was like, let me just hop on here because you're like always inboxing me. I'm like, I'm free right now.
Oh no, that's so funny. Yeah, we plan them in advance, so I know who can actually be on. Because, like, if I said you were on tonight, and then I wouldn't have a guest. Hey, Kim. But look, it's good to hear from you.
Yes, I was like, let me.
Hey, oh, there you go.
I'll try to come back into the room, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Kim.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, boo?
I'm good. I'm glad we had our mixed signals, but we're back on now. Love you live every Wednesday. You look pretty. I should have did the same
Thank
thing, but
you.
girl, it's
Look,
been a
I was
day.
like, I don't know
You
what
got your
she's gonna look
accessories,
like.
your lip. You look good,
You know, just a little bit, a little bit.
girl. I barely had the energy to put this lip gloss on. It has been a day.
listen, listen.
It's
That
been a
like
day.
that part. We were supposed to be in here doing a model casting, but I'm guessing with traffic and the rain,
Yeah,
whatever. Everybody's like, oh, I'll
yeah,
come on Saturday. So I
yeah.
was just like, okay, okay.
Yes, well, I'm glad we are on as Love E Live every Wednesday. We support a woman-owned business for Women Wednesday, and they get to come on and chat about their business. So, introduce yourself, Q, and tell us all about your business. I'm excited for them to hear your story and what you got going on, and of course, how you've adjusted during these crazy times we're living in.
Oh my gosh. So I'm Quinay Baker, founder and CEO of Q&A Fabric Studio here in Midtown Atlanta. I am from New York originally. I studied menswear and women's wear at FIT in New York. I fell into the fabric industry with working at Move Fabrics, which was one of the stores on Project
Project
Runway, if you guys
Runway,
remember.
yes.
Yes. I used to work there through all that madness. And honestly, I was doing the freelance design stuff and it was cool and everything. But then, I found a love and a passion to, really understand textiles and fabrication
Yeah.
because it truly is, the backbone of the fashion industry.
Of
You
course,
can't, yeah, you
you
can't
can't
do
design without no fabric.
without fabrics. Exactly. And I just pretty much decided to come down to Atlanta. I'm sorry, you're gonna hit a train a couple of times. I'm over here by the train. Reminds me of New York. Uh, but yeah, so I came down here with this idea to open up a fabric store
Mhm.
with a co-working space for fashion designers in particular because it's nothing out there like it.
Yeah.
I miss the days of being at FIT till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, being able to do projects, and I just wanted to create that same atmosphere here in Atlanta. Um, as of late, I have gotten into sustainability heavy in the past like 2, 3 years. So really kind of pioneering the sustainability in fashion down here in Atlanta, bringing that to the forefront. I just spoke last week at Emory University, their sustainable
Congrats.
fashion show. Yes, yes. Look, I'm a panelist now. Add that to the resume.
Yes, yes. That's what's up. That's what's up. What all do you offer at? Because what I loved about your business, as well as because I came to your opening a couple of years ago, that was really cool. But the thing is, there are no fabric stores really in Atlanta. We don't have a garment district like you said about New York. I'm not from New York, but of course I go up there every time for Fashion Week. So I've been to the garment district, so I know how that operates. And to me, what you've created is like a mini garment district here in Atlanta in regards to sourcing and being a resource for designers that are wanting to get into the business and being able to even get access to fabrics beyond the two major fabric stores everybody know about here.
Yes. So
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm like, it keeps freezing. I'm like, huh?
Q? Oh, you
You can
broke
hear
up for
me?
a second.
I broke
Yeah,
up for
I
a
can hear
second.
you now.
Okay.
You broke up for a second. Yeah, no. So yeah, tell us more about like what all that you offer there, because like I was saying, you're like a mini garment district, like what we have in LA and New York, and being able to have those resources and access for people here, because everybody doesn't know where they can even get fabric and get all the different services that you offer. So tell us about that.
So, like you said, came here to create a hub, because Atlanta is definitely in need of it. Like you said, we have garment districts in LA and New York, and just not to have that with everybody that's moving down here. People are confused as where they're going to get source fabric,
Yeah.
then do manufacturing, then do
Yeah.
production. You really don't have all of the tools necessary to really fulfill, creating a collection. So that's
Yes.
what I came down here to do. So I offer sewing classes, apparel, and fabric sourcing. So if somebody says to me, hey, listen, I already have in mind that I want to create a collection, but I don't want to do it custom. I just want to have, 100 pieces of sweatpants. I can also help with that. I help with sourcing for manufacturing. I do small batch manufacturing right now. One of my good friends that I went to two of my good friends that I went to FIT with, they're actually coming on board with me to help with production and product development, because they know that side.
Yes.
Unfortunately, one guy, he lost his job at FIT, but I told him there is a big hole here for you to come and fill. So just hop on the next thing smoking.
Exactly.
And, so I do sewing classes, pattern making, draping. I teach about textiles and how to build a brand. I'm also going to be starting teaching how to upcycle. What that looks like, because a lot of people are starting to get into deconstruction and upcycling with sustainability. So yeah, a lot of that I do.
Awesome. Now, so my thing is, how I'm going to ask this question, then lead into the next question. How have you had to adjust during the times that we're living in? It's been officially a little over a year since the pandemic hit us, and I think every entrepreneur had to figure out how to adjust, how to pivot, or how their business was affected, whether that was in a good way or a bad way.
So for me, I feel like once I came out of the face mask moment, which was like a good 3 to almost 6 months, I really honestly feel like it spiked it up, because people were trying to figure out different things to do because they were stuck at home. It's like, what can I do? Fashion is all over the place right now because people don't know whether or not to shop, how to shop. Stuff is not coming in when it's supposed to come in. Forget UPS, FedEx.
Yes.
My God.
Yes. It don't matter if you say you ship it next day, priority, whatever. They'll just tell you, hey, we're sorry, we'll run you your money back. But they can't guarantee nothing's gonna get here when they say it's gonna get
right now. Nothing. So that was the the challenge. But I feel like people were starting to get more into DIY. Especially with fashion. Like, oh my gosh, I want to come out with the swimsuit line. I want to do athletic wear. So it just really sparked that for me. So I feel like, honestly, I've done better than I would have possibly been doing had the pandemic not happened.
That's what's up. That's amazing. Now, what do you have coming up in regards to maybe the next event or anything you have coming up with the studio that you want to share? And then I want you to, of course, talk to all of the aspiring designers or people that are interested and like, hey, I'm interested in the industry, but I'm not even sure where to get started in regards to designing, especially because designers need fabrics, they need resources, and you're almost like a one-stop shop, especially now that you're about to start doing manufacturing. I know you said they're going to be small runs, but how small? Are we talking about less than 50, 100?
I say between 50 to 100 pieces. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've actually been able to scale the business to hire staff. I had a ton of
Congrats
interns
on that.
at one point. Thank you. I was so happy. I was like, I have an assistant. Yes.
Girl, but you know what? The only thing about having a staff is you got to now manage people. So that's still like, I mean, it's great to have the help, but now you have to manage people where you're used to doing everything yourself. They can't read your mind. So, I mean, because I have a
Yes.
team now too, and it's kind of like, it's great on one hand, but then the other hand, it's like, if y'all don't quit texting me to ask me a question, I can't get nothing done that I hired y'all to free up my time, and y'all. So it's
Exactly.
a definitely a learning curve, a training curve with that. But yes, it is a blessing to
Well, and
have staff.
luckily for me, the three girls that I have right now, two are interns, one is actually actual assistant.
Yeah.
She came on board already knowing how to sew, so
Oh, well,
that
that's a
helps
blessing.
me. Yeah, that helps me a great deal, and it enables me to kind of pull off and do what it is that I need to do. As far as upcoming events, that's why I was so crazy today, because we had a model cast in today.
Yeah.
I'm launching my collection. It's called Queer Boys. It
Okay.
is, yes, it is suits for the stud women.
Okay.
Um, yes, being that I studied tailoring,
Yeah.
I'm a guru at it. I just, every time I see like studs wearing men's suits, it frustrates me, because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, it just doesn't fit you right. Like, it's too big in the shoulders, it's too
Yeah.
tight here,
Because
because
they
you
were
have
cut
both.
for men, not women. So your thing is
It,
you're gonna make suits that are cut for women bodies.
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, but still give you that masculine look that you're
Masculine
looking
look that you
for.
want. Yeah.
So yeah,
Now when
we
is that
are.
coming out?
We're looking to have the show May 22nd. We just have to lock in the venue. That's always the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that's another thing that we need to invest in, is having our own event spaces.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, that's the only holdup right now. Is just securing a venue. But we definitely are looking forward to it. It's going to be an amazing thing. Partnering with I Am Thrift Jesus, because she does thrifting and styling, so she's
Okay.
kind of doing her own collection. One of my homegirls, she does hair up, style supplies. So she's gonna be working in her little makeup and hair artistry. So I'm like really excited about it. I'm like really excited to
That's what's
just partner
up.
up with some women and like really
Awesome.
get this
Congrats.
fashion, yeah, really get this fashion stuff going. Thank you.
I'm not
I'm
mad
like,
at
am
it.
I
I'm
losing
not
you
mad
again?
at it. Now with the classes, I
I'm
know.
so excited. I
Now,
done
can
bought
you hear me?
fabric for it and everything. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
There we go.
for people that are interested because they're designers and they're interested in getting fabric from you or taking lessons from you, how does your classing work? Like, is there, hey, we started again in May, or is there cycles? Can people drop in whenever? How does it work in regards to people that are interested in that?
So what I like to do with the classes is, if I can get a full on 5-6 person class, that's great.
Yeah.
But I'm more or less about educating people.
Yeah.
We see all these schools that you could spend tens of thousands of dollars in and feel like you walked away with nothing. I'm more or
Yeah.
less like, listen, let's do this at your pace. Let's do this at your time. Because a lot of people that I get that come in here, they got full-time jobs, or
Yeah.
they have children, and their schedules are kind of scattered all over the place. So I'm like, let's work something out
Yeah.
that makes sense for you.
Okay, so cool. So people can come. It's like a rolling admission. So people
Yes,
can come whenever and get in where they fit in, so to speak.
absolutely, absolutely. And
That's what's
my
up.
advice to anybody that is looking to start a fashion collection
Yeah.
and become a designer, like, you have to have the toughest skin. You cannot
Yeah.
sit here and just buckle.
Yeah.
You got to be fearless in this industry, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a ton of people that tell you, oh, well, I don't like that, and what you're doing has already been done before. But if you're adding your own unique essence to
Spin to
something, or
it.
if you
Yeah.
exactly, then it's like that's what you did, that's what you
Yeah.
purposed and called for to do. So
Yeah.
have that tenacity to just get it done and see
Yeah.
it through.
Yeah.
Also, if you're not the type of person like, I don't want to sit behind a sewing machine, I don't want to do this, I like this part of the fashion. I tell anybody because I do creative direction for people's brands, I'm like, you should be a part of all the process.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to sew, take a basic sewing class,
Yeah.
take a basic pattern making class, just so you have an understanding. Because if I wasn't in a position to do manufacturing, there's only about 3 other people out here that do it.
Yeah.
Maybe 4, I think.
Yeah.
So I would have to send you to New York or to
Yeah.
LA or across, you know, international and
Yeah.
China and stuff like that. If you don't understand the verbiage to
Yeah.
get out what it is that you're trying to do, and your sample is wrong, and
Yeah.
you just wasting time going like
And
6
money.
weeks and money. And well, time is money.
Yes. Yes. But
But
the import export costs are not cheap, and right now with
they're
everything
not.
that's going on, your stuff would be held up in New York in customs.
Exactly. Exactly. Wondering like, yo, I know I sent that out like 4 months ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's still sitting in customs.
Yeah, yeah. Been
It's
there,
here.
done that. Been there, done that. Because you know, I had a clothing line 100 years ago. It feels like styling is always my first love, but I created a collection out of my love of styling. Because you know, I take garments and be like, oh, let me make a shorter skirt, or let me take the pleats out, or I just do all these different things. So I made a small collection, but I sold it. But after I created the collection, I started teaching other people, like you said, about how it works in regards to the business, garment construction, and the cost that it goes into, knowing the markup, who is your customer,
Mm-hmm.
all of the things. Because it's one thing to design and create, that's another thing to market it and get it out here and make a business of it. So that's like a whole
Absolutely.
nother conversation
Whole
in
nother
itself.
yeah, and that's typically what I do when I do creative direction. It's a whole package, but
Yeah.
that consultation is important.
Yeah.
You know, really understanding like who your person is, who your muse is,
Yeah.
what their day-to-day activities are, how do they shop, how do they
Yeah.
eat. You want to know that person in and out, because that's how you determine what your price point is for your
Yeah.
pieces.
Exactly.
You know, you can say to yourself, all right, so my person, she's vegan, she likes yoga, she really
Yeah.
is like into earthy things and stories. Your
Yeah.
price point for her may be higher as opposed to somebody else who's like, you know, if you're saying I want to cater to somebody who's 18 to 25, you know,
Yeah.
their disposable income ain't that much
Yeah.
because they're in college and they're,
Yeah.
you know, they're not that seasoned. So
Yeah.
it's a lot to think about when you
Yeah.
you know, starting a
It
collection
is.
that people don't think of, like, I didn't
Exactly.
even think about that.
That's why it's important to get the education before you start spending a bunch of money when you're not sure with what it is you're going. I want to design, you know, I meet so many people, I want to have a clothing line and a boutique. And be like, you know how much money all that like, do you have
All
a
of that
trust fund?
costs.
Like, have you thought
Thank
about
you.
like all of the stuff that goes into it? Because both of those are they're in the same industry, but they have their own lane. It's like so much to learn about owning a store and having a clothing line. To do them both simultaneously is a lot.
A whole lot. And
Now, for the
just
designers that have their stuff together and they just want to come and source fabric or possibly get manufacturing, when is the showroom open, or how do they need to contact you? Because they like, hey, I want to come in. I see all the fabric behind you right now. They might be like, hey, I want to come in and buy
yes.
fabric.
I mean, I have some fabric. I don't have a ton of fabric. I'm
Yeah.
getting there. I'm
Yeah.
getting there slowly but surely. But you can come to me Monday. I'm typically here Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Sundays I kind of like to take for myself.
Yeah.
Because I do actually live and work in the same space. So
Oh,
I
okay.
have to have degrees of separation just
Yeah.
for mental
Yeah.
health.
Yeah, definitely. No, I completely understand that. So y'all go follow her so you can get your designing on in regards to either learning about how you can start your own collection, sourcing fabric, manufacturing possibly. If you're ready to manufacture, go ahead and reach out, follow her page. You can type your website or your page in the comments so that, and pin it so that people can reference
I
it. Because
sure
I put the
will.
replay up. I put the replay up right after we finished the conversation so that people who came late,
Okay.
left early, whatever, they can look back at it, reference it, and be in touch.
Awesome.
And thank you for coming on to chat with us.
You're welcome. I was like, whew, we're going to make some time. We're going to do this. Because it's been way too long. I'm like, oh my gosh. When is
I
the
got to
next
get
time
back out there too. And
Trust
see
me, I
all the
know.
changes you done made, because I know I came when you very first opened to the grand opening, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
see
in a
all
whole
the
nother
upgrades
location.
and stuff.
I'm in a whole nother location. I'm at Go Farm.
Oh, okay. So you moved. Okay, I thought you were still over there at
Yeah.
Metropolitan.
I'm at
Oh,
Goat Farm.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And
I'm gonna
I
have to
love
come check
it.
you out.
My
Yeah,
little tucked away nook
yeah,
in Midtown. Yes.
yeah. No,
Yes.
Go Farm is nice. I've been out there for a bunch of photo shoots, and there's a lot of photographers that have studio spaces out there. So
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
familiar. But yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
definitely come check it out. Any last words and advice for people that are, like I said, interested in the industry or designers or people that you can help?
Like I said before,
Yeah,
fearless. Do not think that this can't be done.
yeah.
It's definitely possible. Like I said, in time and time again, I moved here. When I crossed Georgia state lines, I had 30 some odd cents to my name. And to
Wow.
sit here and like really see this manifesting in such a way, like, when you start envisioning things and you see your dream, you see it so much bigger than what it is,
Yeah,
that sometimes you don't take time to appreciate where you are in the moment
yeah,
right
yeah,
now. And I've been humbled and grateful for every blessing that is stepped in this building with
yeah,
me. Like because I know if I was in New York,
yeah,
I would never have this ever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if I
That's
did, I'd be
amazing.
paying $10,000 a month
Yeah,
for it,
yeah,
So I'm absolutely grateful, and
yeah,
chase your dreams. There's nothing wrong with it. I
yes,
don't care how old you are. There is
yeah,
no time limit on when you can sit here and attain whatever you want to attain
exactly.
and accomplish what you want to accomplish. And stop looking at everybody else's successes and comparing it to your own.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be 38 years old May 10th. And yes, I wish I would have had a certain amount of money at this point and things like that, but it's just what it is. It's my
yeah,
process. And I'm
yes,
and I'm
yeah.
happy for it, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So
That's what's
yes.
up. And yeah, I agree with all of that. I mean, at the end of the day, comparison is the thief of joy. One. So you got to stay focused on your lane. Two, the reality is social media is highlights of people's life. It's not everything. It's not all the ups. It's not all the downs. It's just highlights. So we're only showing what we want you to see in the first place. So you don't really ever know what's really going on in people's businesses, for real, not for real, whatever. So it's just really
Yeah.
important to, mind your business, drink your water, focus on you and what you got going on. And exactly, I got mine here too. And you will be all right because you can get distracted.
Absolutely.
It's I love what they say. I use the analogy about the horse racing. When if you've ever been to a Kentucky Derby or the horse race, they put the blinders on the horses so that they can't be distracted by the other horses, so that they can just stay in
Yep.
their lane. You just got to stay in your lane, stay your
That's
course, and
it.
like you said, being focused, determined, and really having a passion for it, because the passion is what's gonna get you through the
Through it.
lows, the highs, and all of it. I
Ride
mean, because
all waves. I don't
this
care if
is
they're low.
exactly.
I don't care if they're high. I don't care
Yes.
if there's nothing there at all. Ride it, because
Yes.
there is a lesson to be learned at each point.
Exactly.
At each point.
Exactly.
And I think people don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even if I've been on times where it's like, I ain't got no money. I got 5 quarters to my name, but God bless me. And
Yeah.
because I stayed focused and I stayed determined, like, okay, regardless of this, I'm going to
Yeah.
still keep pushing. You know what I mean?
It
Times I want to
always
sit
works
there.
itself out too.
It
Like
do.
regardless of what,
It
it
does.
always ends up working itself out. And it may not be on your time, but it always works out one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how many times I wanted to cry and run back to New York? And then when I said to myself, what are you going to do when you get back to New York?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So,
Now you're doing a great thing. It's too many people here. I was just having a conversation with somebody else in the fashion industry the other day, and it's like we're all operating in these silos here in Atlanta versus like
yes.
how you do have the garment districts and other cities. We don't have one set place for everybody to go and get resources, share resources, etc. It's more so like you just got to build the relationships to know who the players are, to where to get. Like, oh, I know I can go to her to get fabric, but I can go to her to get manufactured. I can go to her to get a seamstress. Like everybody's working in these silos. So it's really important that we try to come together, which is part of the reason
Yes.
I highlight all these different women, because for me personally, I've just built relationships with all these different people so that I have my resources, and because I've done the research and made the work to connect with people and build my relationships with them, whether there was one place for me to go and find it all at once or not. So
Yeah.
until we decide to all come together and put everything in
That's
one
that's
hub.
the unfortunate thing, you know, is that everybody is like pocketed. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I can't give you this information,
Yeah.
and I can't share. You know, we all there's enough room.
Yeah, it is.
It's enough
And we're
lanes.
stronger together as a collective anyway.
That part. That part.
Yeah. So I continue to share whatever I find out and help people. I'm going to share. So I'm definitely here to support as always. And oh, it seems somebody in the comments has the
I was
same
about
birthday
to
as
say,
you.
happy early birthday, Taurus.
And I hope you have a happy birthday too. I'm gonna tell you, of course, because I'm gonna have it in my calendar.
Look, you
But
know,
thank
look,
you.
and you know, I'm gonna be wearing my Taurus fedora.
Ah, yes, I'm so happy you
Yes,
got your hat.
all month
You gotta
long.
tag me when you wear it.
I sure am, because
Yes,
it'll probably be on like every day. But yes.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Thank you for
Oh,
joining in. Again, y'all reach out, follow her, get with her to learn to start your line, buy fabric, get manufacturing. You know, let's get it. Like you said, we one, if this pandemic has taught us anything, is that we don't know how long we here. We only get one life. Instead of waiting on shoulda, coulda, woulda, just need to get out here and make it happen. Like one day I'm gonna do this, one day I'm gonna do that. Just go ahead and get started. Baby steps are better than no steps.
absolutely, absolutely, and definitely. As soon as I figure out the date for the fashion show, please, please, please come
Well, that's
through.
why y'all gotta follow her. So if you
Y'all
follow
gotta
her,
follow
you'll see the
me.
updates on the social
Right
media.
now it's looking like May 22nd, but if anything changes, we'll let you know. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. We're doing
Yes.
like a whole fashion
I'm gonna
presentation.
mark my calendar for it.
Yes, yes. Please make some time, and we're gonna do it during the day because I know everybody likes to go out and party.
Definitely, definitely. No, thank you for always supporting with my buying tickets to my events. Thank you for coming on the live. And you know, I got you whatever you need to support back for sure. That's why I'm gonna mark my calendar. I hope you have her early happy birthday as well. And
Thank
we're gonna
you.
catch up again soon.
All right, love you, boo.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me, everybody.
No,
have a great night.
Thank you. Everybody, thank y'all for joining in. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. How do I end this?